Hi. In this video, I'm recapping part 1 of season 3 of My Hero Academia. Links to other sagas are in the description. The episode 1 of season 3 was a filler, where the Class A got permission to use their school's swimming pool. They competed in different so-called swimming matches, but Aizawa told all the students to leave during the final match between Midoriya, Bakugo, and Shoto. The next episode, UA Class A and B, both were taken to the summer camp place. On their way, Class A met the 4-hero team, Wild Pussycats, who are experts in mountain rescue missions. WWP's 2 members, the Earthflow quirk user, Pixie Bob, and Telepathy quirk user, Mandalay, were there for now. They threw the students into the forest and told them to reach the camp area. They can also use their quirks there. Pixie used her quirk to create and control mud monsters to stop the students from advancing. Everyone fought the monsters and reached their destination in the evening time. Then they saw Mandalay's cousin, Kota, who hates heroes. It was revealed that his parents were heroes too, who died while fighting a villain. He felt lonely without them, but people praised his parents for dying while fighting villains. These thoughts mixed up, and that's what made him hate heroes. On day 2, Bakugo threw the baseball as far as he could using his quirk on Aizawa's order. His new score was 709.6 meters, while his previous one was 705.2 meters. That showed that they need to train their quirks a lot. The next episode, all the students were working on their quirks and were trying to surpass their limits. Then all the members of WWP gathered. 2 new members were the Search quirk user, Ragdoll, and the Pleiabody quirk user, Tiger. Class B's teacher, Vlad King, took his class there to train them too. Later that night, Dabi, Toga, and 5 more new League of Villains members arrived at the summer camp place. They were waiting for 3 more villains to show up and then they'll attack all the heroes. On the night of day 3, students were told to have a test of courage. Those who failed practical exams will attend extra classes with Aizawa. Class B will be the scarers first. A pair from Class A will leave every 3 minutes and will collect their name tags from the middle of the route from Ragdoll. Bringing them back can show that you won. Scarers have to use their quirks to scare the pairs. The game started and some students went into the forest. Suddenly, the League of Villains started their attack. The next episode, sometime earlier, was shown when Shoto bring the failed students to their class. Monoma and Vlad were there too. They suddenly got a message from Mandalay that they are getting attacked by villains. Shoto went outside to fight them, but got attacked by Dabi. The main group got attacked by Spinner and Magni. Spinner revealed that the villains who attacked them are part of the Vanguard action squad of the League of Villains. Magni had already used her quirk to pull Pixie towards herself and knocked her out with her heavy weapon. Momo made masks for the students near her to avoid the poisonous gas flowing in that area by a villain. Bakugo and Shoto encountered a villain, Moonfish, on their way too. Alone Kota encountered a villain, the muscle quirk user, Muscular, who came to find someone to fight from the top. He took his mask off and Kota remembered that he is the one who killed his parents. Muscular was about to hit Kota, but Midoriya saved him. Midoriya and Muscular then fought. Muscular also revealed that League of Villains members are trying to find Bakugo. It was revealed that Kota's parents gave Muscular an eye injury that made him use an artificial eye. Suddenly, Midoriya used one for all at 100%, but Muscular was still moving. Midoriya told Kota to run away and started stopping Muscular from advancing. Muscular used his muscles to try to crush Midoriya, but when Kota used his water quirk to try to fight him, Midoriya became furious, and this time, he used one for all at 1,000,000%. That attack worked, and Midoriya defeated him. 9 villains left. The next episode, Midoriya carried Kota and went to inform others that the League of Villains is after Bakugo. Aizawa dodged Dabi's attack and attacked him, but it turned out that that body was just a fake one. A villain, Twice, used his quirk on Dabi earlier to make his duplicate. Aizawa went to find more villains and found Midoriya on his way. He told him to tell Mandalay to send a message to everyone. Midoriya came to Mandalay's place and told her that Aizawa has told the students to use their quirks to fight villains, as only official pro heroes are allowed to use quirks in public. Midoriya then told everyone around him that League of Villains is targeting Bakugo. Mandalay told everyone that League of Villains is after Bakugo. Kendo and Tetsu realized that there is a main source that is emitting all that poisonous gas, so they started running towards the denser gas area to stop the gas emitter. Later, Kendo used her quirk to increase her hand size and started blowing the gas away. Tetsu attacked the gas emitter, Mustard, and broke his gas mask. Mustard lost his consciousness. 8 villains left. Midoriya was trying to help someone, but met Shoji. Shoji told him that Tokoyami used his Dark Shadow quirk that can stay in control in light but go crazy in darkness. The next episode, Shoji revealed that he and Tokoyami got attacked by a villain earlier who forced Tokoyami to use his quirk. Then they started taking Dark Shadow to where the attacker villain went earlier. That attacker villain was Moonfish, who was fighting Bakugo and Shoto. Dark Shadow started fighting Moonfish and almost killed him, but Bakugo and Shoto used their flashy quirks to calm Dark Shadow down. They tied Moonfish up and started taking Bakugo to safety by going straight towards the main base. 7 villains left. Uraraka and Tsu were fighting Toga. Toga managed to take some of Uraraka's blood but ran away when Midoriya's group reached there. They all suddenly realized that Bakugo and Tokoyami are not with them. A villain, Compress, had turned them into marbles and said that Bakugo needs to walk on another path and not on the path he's currently forced to walk on. Compress then ran away and told his teammates to return to their decided return point in 5 minutes. Awase and Momo were running away from Nomu, but that Nomu started going back after hearing the message. Momo told Awase to use his weld quirk to attach a tracker on that Nomu's back. Midoriya's group was chasing Compress. On Midoriya's plan, Uraraka used her float quirk on him, Shoto, and Shoji, and Tsu threw them towards Compress. Toga came back to the return point. Dabi and Twice were there too. Toga referred to Midoriya and said that she found a boy in whom she is interested in. Suddenly, Midoriya's group reached there while attacking Compress. The next episode, Vlad and other students were in the main base. Suddenly, another duplicate of Dabi appeared to attack them. The blood quirk user, Vlad, fought the fake Dabi, but Shoto appeared and killed him when he came back to bring Kota to safety. Midoriya's group fought Dabi's group. Toga tried to make Midoriya bleed more, as bleeding people are her type. Shoji managed to take Bakugo's and Tokoyami's marbles from Compress's pocket. The Nomu, who was chasing Momo and Awase earlier, also came there. Midoriya's group started escaping, but then Kurogiri appeared and started warping the villains away. Compress revealed that the marbles Shoji took were of some of Shoto's eyes, and the real Bakugo's and Tokoyami's marbles are in his mouth. Suddenly, he got attacked by Aoyama's naval laser, and the marbles came out of his mouth. Midoriya's group managed to take one marble, while Dabi grabbed the other one. Compress released his quirk, and it turned out that Midoriya's group had grabbed Tokoyami's marble, while Dabi grabbed Bakugo's marble. Kurogiri warped the villains away. Later, it was revealed that Pixie received a serious injury after getting hit by Magni's weapon, while only Ragdoll's blood was found, and she was missing. Muscular, Mustard, and Moonfish were arrested. Midoriya was taken to the hospital. Next day, people started making news about Bad UA's management. Tsukauchi told All Might that after investigating, they found a man who once saw one of the League of Villains members entering an abandoned building. That's why they'll soon plan a surprise attack in that place to save Bakugo. Bakugo was shown in League of Villains base. The next episode, it was revealed that Midoriya got healed by Recovery Girl, but still he's not completely healed and has received scars on his arms. If he'll use his quirk at 100% again 2 or 3 more times, he'll have to live without using his arms for the rest of his life. Now, the top 5 heroes, and some other strong heroes, were called for rescuing Bakugo. Kirishima, Shoto, Momo, Midoriya and Ida decided to go and save Bakugo without fighting the villains. They'll go to their base by following the tracker Momo put on Nomu earlier. Shigaraki was trying to convince Bakugo to join the League of Villains, but he refused. Midoriya's group reached a place by following the radar and disguised themselves. The next episode, Midoriya's group started trying to get inside the building where they were getting the location mark. They tried to look inside and saw multiple Nomos there. All Might reached League of Villains base with Woods and Torino and captured all the villains with Woods' roots. Some other heroes went to the Nomu building and started fighting Nomos. Tiger rescued Ragdoll from that place too. Heroes hit Kurogiri and Dabi and forced them to lose their consciousness. Suddenly, some Nomos appeared with a warp-type quirk and some appeared outside too. Bakugo was warped somewhere else too. 2 minutes earlier, Midoriya's group was leaving that place, but suddenly, All For One appeared and apologized for taking Ragdoll's search quirk away from her. Some seconds later, All For One had defeated all the heroes and said that Tamura had finally started to make his own decisions and the heroes are trying to ruin it now. The next episode, all the League of Villains members got warped by All For One to the Nomu building. All Might started going to the Nomu building too. All For One told Tamura that even though he failed this time, he can try as many times he wants, as he'll always be there for him. Suddenly, All Might appeared and attacked All For One. All For One combined multiple quirks he stole and fought All Might with new fused quirks. All For One then forced unconscious Kurogiri with his quirk to use his warp quirk to take League of Villains somewhere else. League of Villains started fighting Bakugo to force him to come with them. Midoriya made a plan to rescue Bakugo. He and Ida used their quirks to increase their speed, Kirishima used his hardening quirk to break the wall and stayed in front, and Shoto made a tall path of eyes to let them use it to fly. They were still in the mid-air, and Kirishima told Bakugo to come towards them. Bakugo made a huge blast to fly and reach the three of them. Everyone was focused on them, which let Shoto and Momo escape too. League of Villains tried to chase them, but other pro heroes appeared and stopped them. All for One used Magni's quirk to push all the League of Villains members inside Kurogiri's warp gate. All for One was the only one left there. All Might and All for One fought, and All Might almost reached his limit. The next episode, All for One used his quirk on a civilian, and to save her, All Might used his quirk to stop All for One's quirk. That made him reach his limit, and his real form came in front of the whole media. All for One then told All Might that Tamura is the grandson of All Might's master, the previous one for All Holder, Shimura. Suddenly, Furious Endeavor arrived and attacked All for One. Then he remembered what he did to his family, just because of a man like All Might, who's actually a skinny skeleton. All for One pushed everyone away and combined his strong quirks in his right arm to make a killer punch. All Might pushed his limits and used all his remaining one for All quirk in his right arm to fight back. Both punched each other, and All Might won by hitting All for One with the United States of Smash. All for One got defeated, and All Might won. Later, All for One was getting arrested when All Might told Midoriya in sign language that he has used all his quirk and the only one with one for all quirk left is Midoriya. The next episode, Torino revealed that Shimura's husband got killed, so she put her son in foster care to keep him away from the hero world. She also told All Might and Torino to not contact him. Later, Aizawa and All Might went to the Class A and B students' houses to apologize for giving their kids hard time. All for One was shown in the prison and was thinking about the progress Tamura will make because of watching their leader getting defeated by All Might. Next episode was a filler in which a student dorm, Heights Alliance, was built for UA students for their safety. Students will stay there instead of in their homes. Later, all the students filled their rooms with their own stuff and showed it to each other. After ranking for the best room, Sato won because of having sweets in his room which girls ate and were the ones who voted for him. Thanks for sticking till the end. If you like this video, then like, subscribe, and do all these stuff, and check out my other videos too.